Hello everybody, I'm Selma Blingowitz, and today I'm here at Storytime with Tess. You know why? Because who better to read Fancy Nancy than Selma Blingowitz? I want to thank Tess LaBella and Petrel Osby for asking me to come today. So let's get started. Selma has to take her glasses off because I only need them for distance, not for reading. You don't need to know that, but... So, Fancy Nancy, illustrated by Robin Priest Glazer and written by Jane O'Connor. I'll show you the book. Isn't this exciting? Okay, let's get started. Fancy Nancy. So here's Fancy Nancy's room. Plain, before she makes it fancy. I love being fancy. Look at this room. Look at all that fabulous stuff. Maybe at home you could make your room fancy too. My favorite color is fuchsia. Well, mine is green, but she didn't ask, so I'm just telling you. That's a fancy way of saying purple. I like to write my name with a pen that has a plume. That's a fancy way of saying feather. And I can't wait to learn French because everything in French sounds fancy, like ooh la la. Nobody in my family is fancy at all. They never even ask for sprinkles. I mean, like, really, who doesn't ask for sprinkles? Everybody should ask for sprinkles. There's a lot they don't understand. Lace-trimmed socks do help me play soccer better. That's a good idea. Sandwiches definitely taste better when you stick in frilly toothpicks. Oh! Another thing we have in common. Look, this is why I love this girl. I use these too. A princess is supposed to keep her tiara on. I got my Nancy. What a fancy girl. What's a fancy girl to do? I ask my doll, Maribel, another thing. Look at my beautiful doll. Give it to me by my friend Raquel. And guess what I named her? Raquel. I love this doll. Her name is Maribel Lavinia Chandelier. All right, fancy name. I only gave her Rachel, but it's okay. She doesn't need lots of names. Then I get an idea that is stupendous. That's a fancy word for great. She puts on the refrigerator a big list. Learn to be fancy with lessons from Nancy. Start today. Easy, fun, free. Maybe I can teach my family how to be fancy. I make an ad and stick it on the fridge. Look at that, she puts a note on the fridge. That's a very good way, by the way, to get your family to pay attention. This kid is so smart. Okay, oh, and then she, look at this. She gets all dressed up and she's gonna show her family now how to be fancy. Soon there's a knock on my door. My family saw the ad. They wanna get started right away. So happy for her. The trouble is, my family doesn't own any fancy clothes. That's okay. I'll go find, and she's thinking, what's that fancy word? Ah, some accessories. Everybody needs accessories, like this. Can you see Selma? Okay, good. Ooh la la, my family is posh. That's a fancy word for fancy. My mom twirls in front of the mirror. Why don't we go somewhere fancy tonight? How about dinner at the King's Crown, Dad suggests. Wow, my parents are acting fancier already. Look at them, they're all getting dressed for a night out. I love this book. Oh, look at them. Look at them all dressed up, getting ready to go for dinner. They're all piling out of the front door. May I escort you lovely ladies outside? The limousine is waiting. My dad is our chauffeur. That's a fancy word for driver. Oh, look at them. They're arriving at the restaurant. Don't they look cute? When we arrive at the King's Crown, everyone looks up. They'll probably think we're movie stars. There they are in the restaurant, eating, having fun, all dressed up. I'm so proud of my whole family. They eat with their pinky pinkies up and call each other darling. Selma does one thing with her pinky. She points. For dessert, let's have parfaits, my mom says. That's French for ice cream sundaes. Amazing. My mother knows French. When our parfaits are ready, I curtsy and say, merci. Look at them. Well, they really made a transition, didn't they? I carry the tray like a fancy waiter. Oops! I trip, I slip. The tray does a double flip. Oh, poor Nancy. Well, I hope she's okay. I don't feel fancy anymore. I want to go home. Poor Nancy, she probably got embarrassed because she fell. After I get all cleaned up, I put on my dressing gown. Those are fancy words for bathrobe. I feel much better. I'm ready for my parfait. I tell my parents, thank you for being fancy tonight. Look at the mommy. She made everything all better. Mothers do that. Fathers too. I love you, my dad says. I love you, my mom says. And all I say back is, I love you. Because there isn't a fancy or better word for it. Oh my goodness, look at them. Good night, Nancy. I really enjoyed my time here, friends. So I hope I get to come back sometime, but in the meantime, please subscribe to Storytime with Tess. This is Selma Blingowitz signing off for now with Fancy Nancy.